Now, I don't think it's viable to have an institution like Chelsea Piers or the South Street Seaport, the latter of which is actually going bankrupt as we speak. And not only would those institutions not be self-sustaining, they might actually cost the park money in the long run. The footprint that we're talking about is, objectively speaking, very small. It's 8% of the total land that would be devoted to the park. And it's in a location that isn't going to obstruct the usage of the park. I'm in favor, of course, of recreation for children. I'm in favor of adding more recreation to the park. But in terms of the financial density necessary to support this park, what we really need is the kind of high-end housing that the current development project calls for. I mean, you know, a lot of people have come up here and have said that, you know, such and such makes money, makes good money. You know, what is good money? It's going to cost $16 million a year to maintain this park once it's fully built out. I don't think that that money can be raised from concessions. The New York Parks Department doesn't think that that money can be raised from concessions. So even though my resume may not be as impressive as some of the other folks who've stepped up here to talk tonight, I strongly believe, and I'm speaking for people who have a lot more knowledge of this than I have, I'm just reading their words. I strongly believe that the current development proposal should be followed, and that any other proposal, if adopted, ought to take into consideration the size of the park, the size of the footprint that's currently planned to be utilized for the in-park financing, and the fact that we don't want this to turn into kind of a, I think someone said pay for play earlier, where we're charging people for movies and ice skating, and you know, with the current plan, these are all recreations that could eventually be added to the park at no cost to the public. And I don't think that privatizes the park. I think that makes it more accessible and more enjoyable to the public.